There you go. Hey, I'm Jay Skinner, and you are on the pre-show of the Buyers and Sellers Show. We'll get started here in just a couple of minutes. Give everybody a chance to get on. We are live every Friday morning at 10:35 a.m. on the Buyers and Sellers Show, Eastern Standard Time. And today, we're going to talk about the AmericanEagle.com client forum in Chicago that I attended this week with one of my colleagues, Brad Reiser from Packaging Systems, my customer. You're going to be drinking from a fire hose this morning. There's a lot to go through, but I'm going to go quick. It'll be fun. It'll be entertaining. I imagine I'll have some people here making comments, and I want to encourage that. They're already starting. Oh, how cool is that? Good morning. How about that? As I say right there, there's my friend Scott Lemke from AmericanEagle.com, my digital marketing guru. Glad you're here, Scott. Thanks for coming. And we're live. I'm Jay Skinner, and you're on the Buyers and Sellers Show. Thank you so much for coming. I want to encourage everybody to jump in there and comment and say hi. I so appreciate it, Scott. Glad you jumped on immediately. Everybody, just if you have any questions or thoughts or just want to say hi, that's the place to do it. And I'm going to post a comment right here with my website, www.djskinner.com. And when I hit that button, it'll pop up in some of your screens, and you'll go, oh, that's where I'm supposed to type. That's exactly the idea. And you'll see stuff like this. And right now we're live on that would be we're live on YouTube, we're live on Twitch, we're live on Twitter, we're live on LinkedIn, a lot of different platforms, and we've got people from all around the world. And so please jump in. I want to say hi and see you, and thank you for coming. In the meantime, what I want to do is make sure that you know about this tremendous event that I attended this week on that would be Wednesday and Thursday in Chicago. And it's real possible that when you're driving along in Chicago up by O'Hare Airport on the interstate, you might even see this right here. Let's take a look at this. The AmericanEagle.com building, and there's another one behind it, another big one. And it's not the blue jeans and clothing store. This is one of the world's largest, most prolific digital marketing agencies with close to 800 employees all around the world. And these guys have been growing and going for years and years and years and years and years. And I have to say, when I talk about that growth, I had the pleasure of meeting and spending some time with Norb Savannasini, the founder. And I want to say a special thank you to him and to Robin Anthony, who her office is up there. And I still don't know what Robin does, but I wouldn't be here without Robin, because she was my my second contact. I had one contact, and then when it was time for me to have my big telephone call to get to know them better, Robin was there for me, and I said, Robin, this is so nice to get to know you. Stay with me. So Robin's office is up there by Norb's, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, I also want to thank Michael and Anthony. They're Norb's sons who now are very active in the day-to-day operations of the business, and so proud to get to meet all of you and be there. And thank you for allowing me the pleasure to be there as a client and also a representative, where I bring people to AmericanEagle.com when I need somebody like you. And that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's see if we have some comments here. And I see uh, there we go. Greg says, is that the eagle's nest? It is the eagle's nest. Fourth floor up in the corner. That's where Norb sits. And that's very much the eagle's nest. Thanks for coming, Greg. Glad to see you. So we're going to go through a lot of stuff in the next 30 minutes, and I don't want to slow down for anything, but some of you may not be that familiar with AmericanEagle.com. Of course, you can look it up. I want to share something with you, and you may say, oh, I know those guys. This is a nice picture. That's the logo for the event. And I want you to check this out. Watch this. I'm going to show you. I originally got to know about them from television ads. Very funny and interesting and amusing ads. They were on Fox News. They're also on CNN and other channels, big national channels. And I was watching those and I was saying, oh, I don't know. Wow, who are these guys? And let's see, maybe you've seen this one. Take a look at this and see if you remember this.
Fernando is on the AmericanEagle.com UX team that helped a major university turn 20 different sites into one uncluttered experience. This is also the most uncluttered desk I've ever seen.
Don't just grow sore. I mean, one of the issues, and many of you probably know that with digital marketing agencies, is that you need proactive people and you need a team that's big enough to really do all this stuff. And hey, love the one man, mom and pop shops. Okay, the world's full of them. And a lot of you people, some of you are my friends, are doing websites for people. American Eagle has just expanded it to cover so many areas. And here in the next 25 minutes, you're going to get to hear about a lot of the things that they do. And this is not just a big advertisement for American Eagle, but it's get you thinking and give you some ideas that you can leave from here, from this show, and go, wow, hey, Jay really did pay attention. Let's see, somebody's here. Okay, Scott, you lost your connection, but you're back. Okay, Scott, thank you. Glad you're back. Good. Excellent. Anyway, as I'm kind of go through here, everyone knows me. If you've got any questions, comments, suggestions, I'm very available. You know, my email is j@thejskinner.com. And, I have my two businesses, the CEOextender.com, where I work for CEOs and business owners to get jobs done that they just don't have the bandwidth, the time, or maybe the personnel to get certain things done. That's what I'm doing with packaging systems here in particular with American Eagle, working with packaging systems as their marketing director and helping organize that on behalf of my customer. And then I'm also the plasticpalletguy.com, and many of you probably know me from that too, because I've done plastic skids and pallets for the industry all over the world for the last 30 years. Custom plastic skids and pallets and platforms for industry. And look, hey, Terrell, hello from Mexico. Glad you're enjoying it, Terrell. Glad you're here. And Terrell's down there working in his mission and his ministry. That is fantastic. I'm glad you're here and you've got a good signal in Mexico. Okay, everyone, let's get started. I was at the American Eagle Forum this week, and the keynote was Chelsea Epler, and she's with Keller Williams, and I learned some stuff from her I had no idea that even existed out there in the world of Keller Williams Realty. And she got to talking about the things that they do. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to talk about the talks and just give you my one takeaway. That's the only way I can do 2 days worth of talks. And my takeaway was relinquish control and allow creative freedom. And Chelsea, by the way, is my friend on LinkedIn, and she's like the marketing genius of Keller Williams. And I was so proud to get to meet her. And that was pretty cool. Let's see, somebody's commenting here. Hey, Scott says, happy birthday. Thank you, Scott. Yep, my birthday was yesterday, and I'm thankful that I had another one of those. Thanks for that greeting. Okay, so what was next here? The KW Maps coaching program, very interesting. I didn't even know about this, but how they serve their agents and other people around. That's pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. There's Brad Reiser. He's the general manager of packaging systems in Wisconsin, and he and I were there together for this program. He's my customer, and really appreciate the work that I get to do with packaging systems. Brad, it was a blast. Glad we got to spend some time together. By the way, if you see me looking around, I'm dealing with multiple screens and producing this, so that's what's going on here. So I kind of boom like that. And one of the talks, the next talk that I was in right here, was a couple guys, Kevin Williams and Adam Wagner, and was talking about don't let Google bring you down. I was like, that's interesting to think about. I mean, most of these speakers work, in fact, almost all of them, and I'll mention the ones that don't, but these are American Eagle people. And they're smart. I mean, they're like really smart, proactive thinkers. And this is why I'm there. That's why Packaging Systems there. That's why their customers are there, because they're getting this level of conversation and help as they're putting together their digital marketing program and strategies on a world-class basis. So, very cool to meet these guys and get to know them. And we were talking a lot about SEO and how to get smart there. Look at there they are. And then what was next? Oh yeah, what was my takeaway anyway? I think the best content rule for Google SEO in the future, and probably now, right now, are the things that you're doing, is what you are doing actually helping the people, the viewers, the people that are coming to your website? Is it genuinely helpful? I will tell you that the days of trying to trick Google into getting your organic search results up to the top, well, those are over. It's like if you were doing it 25 years ago, different story. But today, it's got to genuinely be something good. And let's see, we got a comment. Greg says, when it's good for a business to be on the skids. That's right. Yep. Hey, thank you, Greg. Thank you very much. So let's see what else we've got. And that was smart stuff here. I like it. And I guess I want you to see here from these slides, and this is just some that really got my attention in the course of this presentation. I mean, if you're a client with this company, you get a chance to attend things like this and work with people like this that are really smart. Now, this next person is Danny Setyawan, and he was up there along with Caitlin. It'll be Caitlin Analonis, and we're talking about voice of the customer. And the point there very much for me was that they want to make sure that customers are listened to. And so my takeaway is this, and this is what Danny was talking about. He says customers want cheaper, faster, more options. He quoted Jeff Bezos. And then he was talking about the process that you go through in your digital marketing to make sure that you're really listening and paying attention to the customer. The UX, which is the user experience. And my big takeaway was test what you're building and doing with real people. And observe what they do, what buttons they press, both on mobile and on the desktop, and make sure it's really working and they're not being frustrated by it. That's the key. That is really the key. Very great talk. Brian Beck, who's with Enceba, is the B2B e-commerce marketing guru with that company. And he was brought on as a guest speaker. And boy, was I glad to meet him. And they talked about, he's got a book called $1 Billion B2B. And if it had to do with getting online and learning about how to market yourself in these marketplaces online and the different ones, he really brought it. He brought it in a big way. And the key takeaway for me there, and I'm going to slip back before you meet those two ladies, was this. In B2B, business to business, the buyers are now millennials, and they expect a marketplace approach like they have always used with Amazon and similar services. And so those of you that are in industry that think, well, the buyers still want the face-to-face. Of course they do, and it's important. And when face-to-face is important, but they also want to be able to get online, look things up like they're used to looking at, get all the information, make some decisions, and connect with you as is appropriate, and not be held back by a bunch of conversation and talk or whatever that maybe they think is a little extraneous. So there's my takeaway from that talk. Think about it. I got some additional comments here. Say, Greg's saying hi to Ron. Ron Goodwin's on board. Good, Ron. It's yesterday was Mr. Skinner's birthday. Glad to see you here. And there you go. Oh, good. Nice to have friends aboard. Ron Goodwin happens to be the graphic designer guru of clothing. And if you want decorated clothing and clothing with a message, that would be Goodwin Graphics. Ron, thanks for being here. Okay, so we talked to Mr. Beck and got to know him. And then the next one on the list was these two ladies that Vanessa and Caroline Letzel, Vanessa Cozone and Caroline Letzel. They talked about TikTok and boosting your brand. And many of you know I'm kind of a TikTok-y guy too. If you go out to TikTok and look for the plasticpalletguy.com, you'll see how I've worked to build my brand using TikTok humorous videos. And you can do some funny videos there, and then you can repurpose them and run them up on the different platforms. And it's like, yeah, I know that the purchasing managers aren't getting on there looking for their product that they want, but they're bumping across it when they're checking their email or the feed for what their kids are doing, or any number of things. And do I know it works and that gets people's attention? You bet it does. Because I was walking through a hobby store one day, and some guy that was probably 19, maybe 20, stops me dead in my tracks, points at me, says, "Are you the plasticpalletguy.com?" I was like, "Yeah." Oh my gosh, he'd been watching me. And she's like, "Oh my," you get out there. And imagine if some kids are watching stuff, if it's fun about your business, and the owner sits down and says, "Oh, this is crazy. I have such a problem in this particular area. This my maintenance or my this or my that." And they say, "Oh, you need the Plastic Pallet Guy." What? Who's that? See, it's just brand awareness and helping people feel, like it's a big deal. So my takeaway is do it. 56% of all users of TikTok feel closer to the brands that are presented authentically and unpolished in short snippets, 21 to 34 seconds. Think about that. Okay, that was a good talk. And then these guys are Tony Stein and Dan Drucker. And they did a quick 5 SEO tips to yield fast results. And, after every one of these topics that I bring up, it's like, then I say, well, it was a good one. Folks, there wasn't a bad one. And this had substance. Substance plus style equals success. And that's what we were getting at the AmericanEagle.com client forum, and with people like this. And look at the crowd. I mean, It's a great crowd. It was fantastic. Key people from all around, really around the country and around the world, there to learn and get smarter. And many of them brought their teams like we did. And it just helped people get smarter. So, what was my takeaway? My takeaway was write descriptions, alt text, meta tags, content, all as if you were describing the site elements that someone who cannot see, and then Google will pick it up better. We're back to, is it helping the person really? And some of you that have websites, or you're thinking about, you heard about the ADA, Americans with Disability Act, that now applies to websites. Think about this, that if you make it ADA compliant for people with visual problems and auditory problems, things like that, you're also helping your SEO, because that makes it easier for Google to crawl and for the bots to understand what's going on. Look at this guy. Anybody know who this is? I do. This is Brendan Cameron. And Brendan, he came on, and what was this all about? Your search bar location and function, prime real estate on your web pages, now to take advantage of it. And he really was showing some ideas that, wow, gee, some people just never even think about. What about that search bar up in your, where is it? How's it displayed? Do you even have one? And then you go beyond that. What does it find, and how does it work, and how many people use it? Well, it turns out that a lot of people really love having a search bar on your website. So the suggestion is, do it. Make sure it's up there. And here's my takeaway from that talk. It was a smart search bar is a must, and your website must work so people can find what they need/want intuitively. And Brendan was showing ways to make that happen. So, Brendan, thank you very much for sharing. Well, that was the first day. How about that? I'm still alive. And we had a good time. And then what did we do? They put us on a bus, and we went to Top Golf. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. And I don't know if you can see the score there, but I'm not a big time golfer, but I like going to Top Golf and shooting the balls and hitting those round things out there. If you've never done it, you should do it. It is so much fun. And we got out there, and the lights were coming on. It was getting dark. And then they fed us this fantastic food. It was just too fun. And I love doing Top Golf. So I want to thank everybody for having us there. It was a great, great time. Then back the next morning, there we are, American Eagle at the forum. People had an early morning session, 8:30, and boy, it was like an optional. The official show started at 10, but man, everybody showed up for the special sessions at the beginning, and you got to pick a couple. And the one I picked was this one right here with Tim Alanius. And it was called 6 Types of Working Genius. And those of you that are regulars here on my show know that I'm really big on things like non-manipulative selling, and the quadrants with personality styles, and the driver, and the expressive, and the amiable, and the analytics, and understanding how people all act and react, or if it's auditory, visual, and kinesthetic, and want to study the science behind how people are and how they what makes people tick. And one of my mentors is Dr. Tony Alessandra in that area. And there hasn't been much new come around, and I don't know how new this is, but it was sure new to me. And because my company is PDT Associates, Project Development Team, and it's about projects and developing major projects and helping people get things done. And I'm always trying to figure that out. Well, this is the key. So I want every one of you to just take note of this, because there will certainly be more to come in this area from me. And I want to thank Tim for sharing this. And the 6 types of working genius, it's widget. And widget, here's my takeaway, is an acronym. And it's an acronym, and it describes the different ways people are. And prior to getting there, we took a test so we knew what we would be. And then we learned in a group project management situation where we fit and how it all can work. And we also found out why sometimes projects have problems depending upon the types of individuals that are in those projects and what can happen. So really thankful that I got a chance to learn about that. And then after that, Tim was on the next one along with Ben Frobish, talking about Google Analytics 4 transition, GA4. So those of you that have a website, which is just about everybody these days, right? Do you know about GA4? It was back in 2012 that the last big version of Google Analytics that we all know and use and type up and look at the charts online came out with a variety of updates over time. But this big one is so huge that all the old data and everything like that and availability to that is going away in the next year or so. And it's all being replaced by GA4. And if you guys aren't on GA4 and haven't learned how to do that, then you got to talk to whoever's doing your website and make sure that you get things transitioned over to that you've saved information that needs to be saved, because they're not kidding. They're not kidding at all. There's a bunch of stuff that's going to go away in favor of the new Google Analytics 4. It's going to be awesome. And here's my takeaway. Get your system switched now. All new data stops flowing into the old Google Analytics on July 1st, 2023. And won't be long after that it will just could all disappear. So you want to get this switch. So talk to your digital marketing people and understand what that means to you and get her done. Please get it done. That's very important. Let's see. It looks like we got another comment here. Someone's online here. I see Greg yesterday. Oh, yeah. There we go. And Ron says that. And then Sharon, my niece, she marks 3 complete years tomorrow of going live online for her business. She can be found at thesharonhoffmeister.com with Reveal Products. And she has been live without a stop every day, Christmas, weekends, vacations, everything, and done a program for her business and for her clientele every day for 3 years straight. Over 1,000 shows, 1,090 or something. It's huge. So hats off to you, Sharon. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. So we talked about GA4. Now what do we have? The next thing here is this presentation right here. And that was with Lucas McChristian and Amanda Mahalko. And it was about work smarter, not harder, with marketing automation. And as we were talking just prior to the thing, well, watch, this is Lucas and I having a little bit of fun.
Oh, it's a video.
Here, I am here with, I don't even know who I'm here with. Who am I here with?
Lucas McChristian.
Lucas McChristian.
Hi, everyone.
I bet you're with American Eagle.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about email marketing.
We are.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're actually going to get started like right now.
You're going to be on my show this Friday. Watch out.
Oh, man. I
See you then.
don't know if I'm ready to be a...
He's great. It is great. Anyway, that was a program that was so interesting. And when we talk about working smarter and not harder, I don't know if you used to getting into your email systems, but you see the opportunity for setting up automated pipelines, or if you're in your HubSpot or your Salesforce or your Pipedrive, your other CRMs, you'll see marketing automation systems that are in there. And what they're teaching here is very important, is that using those features to stay in touch with your customers and help move things along the way they need to be moved along properly. And especially integration with your website. And this is what they can do. And depending upon the systems that you have in place, it can be integrated with your website so that when people visit and certain things happen, they become triggers. And here's my takeaway: set up automation in your email system, like your pipeline, your sales pipeline, the processes, with event triggers that create personalized emails that drip and remind people of their next steps. That's my takeaway from Christian and Amanda's presentation. It was very good, and I really appreciated it. And I hope you guys, if you're not doing that right now, that you will get it going. Well, here's another one that I went to, and I have to mention that I was not able to make every single meeting, but we're catching them all. But this particular one was Cade Cannon and Landon De Pasquale, and it was about the Mecum auction. It was a 1-year digital transformation project with the Mecum Auctions Company. And on the left right there, that was that's Cade with Mecum. And I mean, he was involved in this program from the beginning to end, and they made a tremendous growth as a result of their work here. And he was testifying to that. This is just a great client testimonial for sure. And my takeaway there is blow out your competition by taking an aggressive, optimistic, world-class approach to your marketing with someone who can handle it like AmericanEagle.com. Period. There we go. Who's up next? Oh, can you believe it? We had some choices after that, what to do, and I picked Metaverse. And it's like a lot of people in another one, but it's like we've got to push the envelope and say, Metaverse, what is this all about? I'm going to put on my virtual reality goggles and, who knows do what. And that particular presentation was with a couple guys here. They were Mike Gallagher and John Bowman, and the title was A Fictional Universe or a New Reality. And they had some Oculus headsets in there for everybody to try out, to experience some virtual reality. I mean, it's like one of the things I really like about this is that there's whole division being dedicated by AmericanEagle.com with the vision of the visionary of people like the Savannasinis to make sure that they're on the leading edge. And I can guarantee you that this work right here is not highly profitable work, but it will be, and it's what's best for their customers. And that kind of forward looking is the kind of people I love working with, and that's who they are. And they don't mind having me around, and that's nice. Let me bring in my clients and make things happen. How cool is that? I love it. So I enjoyed it, got to put on the goggles, and what I get out of it, I got some good stuff. We learned a lot about this and saw, a lot of examples here of what's going on now in the world of virtual reality and augmented reality and how people can use it and all the different things. This is almost akin to me right now of VHS and Betamax. But before long, standardizations are going to occur. People can go from one metaverse to another, different platforms. And then in business, you've been to trade shows, you've had situations in different industries, people are picking up on it and using it for education, for training. Huge things can happen. Just experience it, get out there and see what can happen. And my takeaway is read Ready Player One. That's a book I read years ago, and I would recommend that you read that. And that will help you better understand the true depth of this emerging technology and where it could go. And put on your Oculus headset. If you don't have one, your kids probably do, and your grandkids probably do, and they're out there playing games on it right now. Put it on and understand what it can do, and imagine virtual reality and augmented reality and what the possibilities can possibly do. It's like, oh my gosh, this is kind of crazy. Very cool. And there we go. They were talking about business promotion and marketing in that area too. Now, I missed a couple meetings, and I don't want to leave without mentioning Al Edwards and Jennifer Sledge did a great presentation on brand aid, how to use brand and content strategy to accomplish your goals. Now, remember, these are all American Eagle people up there teaching. That's fantastic. I mean, their bench is really deep. And it was so cool to get up there and see people that I knew and I've been working with and people I didn't know and say, man, I'm just like, I would love always in every company I'm in to have a bench as deep as they've got of really, really smart people. And that's what they've got. Mike Chapman and Ben Frobish did cross-industry innovation, insights, and insider perspectives on top website trends. A lot of strategy here. So we have both nuts and bolts and strategy for these sessions. It was very cool. Well, everyone, you have just attended the American Eagle Client Forum 22 with me, and boy, was it fun. If you got any questions or comments, please just jump in there. And what I want you to do is pay attention when you're driving around 294. Don't look away too fast, but you can't miss this building. I think it's 294 up there when you're on it's the northwest side of Chicago. It's wonderful. And let's see, it looks like we got some comments here. Sharon said, good morning, happy belated birthday. Tomorrow marks 3 years. And Steve says, yep, American Eagle sounds like a sporting goods company and a lot of other things too, Greg. And they are a great company. And just a lot of people didn't know about them, but they've been building and building and building. And one of their big claims to fame is WeatherTech. And they really helped put WeatherTech on the map. And they have a lot of other big customers too. I really didn't know for sure if I could afford to work with them. I thought that they might be just too big for me. And what I learned was, there's room in that house. There's room in that American Eagle house for you and for me. And yeah, they've got the big mega international companies, some of which, like WeatherTech, they were there to help grow them from the beginning. At the same time, they got room for smaller businesses, a $5 million business, or a 10 million, or a 20, or a 80, or 100, or a 300 too. They got room for everybody. And that was what's so wonderful. And the attention that I get, and I'm not a WeatherTech, but me and my customer that I'm working with right now at American Eagle, we get great attention. The project management is out of this world. And I would recommend it for you. If you are interested in what I'm talking about with American Eagle, just get a hold of me. I'll put everybody together. That'll be what I do. I'll help put you together with the people there and give you a chance to take a look at it and see if it might be good for you, either for a switch or something to augment what you're already doing. So with that being said, I want to check if anybody has any additional comments. This is the time to make them because there's always a delay and I don't want to miss it. I'm very thankful for all the people that came on board today. This has been a tremendous time. I hope that it went fast enough that you were able to capture the wonder of what I experienced this week. And then call me. I'm TheJay Skinner.com, thejskinner.com. You know how to get a hold of me. Go to my website. I'm very available. Love to talk to you. And most of all, thank you for being on the Buyers and Sellers Show today. Every Friday morning at 10:35, a whole host of topics. The whole library of our shows piles up on YouTube and all these other places. You can go take a look, go to my website, click there, and check out all the topics. And they should be very interesting and informative and educational for you. Have a great day. And right now, I guess I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Oh, there's one more comment. Let's see what they're saying. Hey, Greg says, see you. Bye, buddy. Got some crazy little women there. I'm gonna get me one. Well, I'll be standing on the corner, 12th Street and Vine. Oh, yeah. I'll be standing on the corner, 12th Street and Vine. With my Kansas City woman and my Kansas City bottle of wine. See you next week. Thanks for coming. Bye now.